it's Debbie from Create Pretty Things. How are you guys doing today? Today I've got an ink project for you. Are you ready to do a little bit of home, not fall decor? How about some fall wearable apparels? That would be fun, wouldn't it? Okay, let me go ahead and get this pulled up my live because I cannot see what I'm doing here because my camera is flipped. I'm trying to flip it so that you guys get the best viewing and that the words appear properly to you. So here we go. I have a shirt. Isn't that cute? A shirt. I also have a transfer that has 4 spooky scenes on it. There's a cat, a castle, jack-o'-lanterns, and a crow. All kind of spooky. And I thought we'd go ahead and put this on this shirt. So what we're going to do is whenever you're inking a textile, we're going to use ink today, just black ink. You want to have a protective barrier down inside so that it won't go through to, the ink won't go through to the back side of your surface, which in this case is our shirt. So what I'm going to do is smooth out my shirt. And by the way, today the keyword is spooky. So if you're interested in looking at the products that I'm using for this t-shirt, type in the word spooky into the comments and check your messages. And you will have a link that contains a pre-built shopping cart for you. You can take a look at it. You don't have to buy. It's just to make it easy shopping for you. Okay, I'm putting down 2 ink mats kind of side by side. We have various size ink mats. One's pretty big. We've got a smaller one. We've got some long, thin ones. This is what I'm using today. I'm going to put them on the inside of the shirt and flip my shirt over so that I have my ink mats on the inside of my shirt. I'm a little crowded here today. So I'm going to go ahead and lay out my shirt. And of course, one of my ink mats fell out. So these are sticky and they hold your fabric in place. Now I put this away the other day without the protective cover on it. And while it is a little tacky, it's not as sticky as I would like it, but it'll work. So I'm putting my mat down. I'm making sure there's no wrinkles. I'm smoothing out all those wrinkles. And making sure there's no air pockets. Now let's see if all 4 of these would fit. 1, 2, yeah, but they would be under my armpits. So I think I'm going to center 3 of these right under the center line. Let's do the castle as our focus. So here is my little castle transfer. I'm going to peel it off the transfer backer. And I did cut these, and obviously I didn't cut this one all the way through. Okay, so this is what it looks like. They are silkscreen transfers. You can see through them, and they are sticky. So I like to put my transfers starting about 4 fingers down. So I'm looking at my shirt, my collar, deciding where the center is, which is right underneath my tag. And I'm going to center this one right here, about 4 fingers down from me. And it looks a little bit crooked to me, and it's very important that I get it straight. And so I've got that right here, okay? I'm going to smooth it down and ensure that there aren't any wrinkles in it. I'm going to use my cat. And I'm going to place it right next to it. And I'm trying to make sure that these are straight. So I think that looks good. This one looks good. And then our last one, let's use our crow. So we're not going to use our jack-o'-lanterns. We're going to use our crow instead. And I'm going to go ahead and lay it right beside. I'm going to take a good look at this and see if they appear straight. I think it looks pretty good. Smooth it down, make sure there aren't any wrinkles. We're using ink. Ink is permanent, so you want to make sure that you're careful with with your placement And not to get any on your hands needlessly, I'm going to get out a small squeegee. This design is going to be all black, so this is going to be pretty easy. And I am on the tail end of my black ink. I just ordered some more, so hopefully this will be okay. I'm just going to go ahead and start sliding my black ink down over my design. I'm also going to start heating my heat press up to 305. Okay, so I'm just going to slide this down. And if I have any white, like in between the designs showing, I don't want to get this on those parts. So I'm going to try and be a little careful. And I'm always messy on the edges, so I'm going to make sure I get coverage. But I'm going to try not to go over the edge of my transfer. Now, if you have a hard time with this, like I normally do, you can add some placement tape down. And placement tape is just like a masking tape, but it's made by Chalk Couture. It's easy removal, it has measurements on it, and it just kind of provides another protective barrier so that you're not going over something that you don't want to. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, I've got a little bit of extra here. I'm going to try and smooth this transfer down so that I'm not having any lines throughout my design. They're okay, but I prefer not to have them if I can get away with it. And as you smooth this down, you're also removing any excess ink, which will help it dry a little bit faster. Ink does dry a little bit slower than paste, but that's okay. It also has a little different glide to it, I feel. I feel it glides easier than the paste. But just remember that it is permanent, so it's not going to wash out. Chances are it's not going to wash out if you make a mistake. I glide over this again, remove my excess, remove any lines that I have in my ink. Make sure I am not getting any ink where I don't want it. Like right here, there looks like it's probably in the design though. So sometimes you may feel like you don't have the coverage that you want, but it could be that it's embedded in the design. So a little bit of distressing. Let's work on our cat. And when I do this, I tend to try to dab on my teal part of my transfer first, because that prevents some of the bleeding that can happen. So if you're dabbing directly on the silk screen, you could move that silk screen potentially, and the ink could go underneath it into areas that you don't want it to. So I tend to try and get it on the teal first. So I'm gonna go ahead and even it out, remove the excess. I'm getting close to making a boo-boo there. Take off any excess I have. And I think I'm good to go. Remove my excess, put it back in the jar, put my squeegee and my water bath over here, capped up my ink so it doesn't dry out. Okay, are you guys ready to start decorating for the holidays at all? Or is this too soon for you guys? For me, it's a good time. I like to get ahead of the game. If I wait too long, then it seems that I run out of time and I don't have everything done that I want to do. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and remove these transfers one at a time. Make sure your hands are clean, no ink on them. Remove them one corner at a time. Wowee! And put it somewhere where you're not going to get it on your clothes. Oh man, I'm so proud of myself so far. I've gotten clean, crisp. I might speak too soon. Edges. Oh good guys, I didn't go over anything. I did a good job. I'm gonna go ahead and give these transfers a quick little spray just to begin the cleaning process, but these really clean up pretty easily. And you're just gonna clean them with water. Make sure you clean both sides of your transfer because they are reusable. And that's because of the silk screen. When you clean it, it becomes reusable again because that ink or paste will pass through. I did find some ink on my hands. And I may have one dot up here at the top that's unintentional. I'm just going to try and blot that. blot it just so it won't spread. And like I said, that's going to be permanent. But the true thing is when you heat set this with a heat set, like an easy press Cricut iron or a heat press, or even your iron if you don't have anything else. The iron will do the job. It will just take longer. It'll take about 4 minutes of you circulating over it. So before I do anything else, I want to go ahead and dry this a little bit. I normally let my designs sit overnight to dry naturally, but I really kind of want to finish this project and move on to a few others. So I do have my heat dry tool here, my quick dry tool. It's not very hot. You do have those ink mats underneath, and they will melt if you don't regulate your heat and make sure it's not too hot. So I'm just going to dry these, making sure I'm moving around and not concentrating all the heat in one area, because I don't want those ink mats underneath to melt. We want to dry these completely, and then we'll heat set them. I think this looks cool, guys, with this black trim on this t-shirt. I really like it so far. So we do have some Halloween transfers out. We have some cute pumpkins. I did a scarecrow. I did a fall pillow the other day, which I really liked how it turned out. The more I look at it, the more I like the way the colors, I did layering of colors, and I really like the way they turned out. I'm very proud of my work. So if you guys have never tried Chalk Couture before, we do have some specials right now. They're called bundles. Some, like there's a cute little apron that comes with a pack of ink and a transfer that you can use on it, and that's on sale. Those are great ways to try out the product, is just to do our Try Me kits and complete a project that way. Another way is to join Club Couture, which is our monthly DIY subscription, which is delivered to your door. It contains everything you need to complete a project. It has an 8.5 by 11-inch transfer, a surface of some type to complete your project on. It could be a board and base. It could be a piece of wood, a chockable shape, a canvas bag. It could be a cosmetic bag. There's all kinds of things. It could be paper, but there's cute designs that will fit on it. And they also include some ink or paste, whichever goes on with the surface, to complete your project. And your first month you'll get a squeegee. So it's all inclusive. Keep your squeegee for future months because you only get that the first month. And that is about $23.95 a month, I believe. $23.99, and it's delivered to your door monthly. It is a 3-month subscription minimum. You can cancel anytime after you fulfill that 3-month subscription. But if you want details on that, comment the word club and check your messages. You will receive information. It's just a link for you to look at so that you can tell whether it's something that you'd be interested in. And I think they're always, always, always fun. Okay, so I'm going to test this. It feels dry. I'm going to carefully remove my ink mats underneath. So here's one. And I do have a little ridge in my castle where I match those ink mats up. So if I were you, and you can, I would put one big continuous ink mat under there. Okay, you guys want to see what it looks like? I'm so proud I have one dot up here, but other than that, doesn't that look cool? It looks awesome. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and dry it one more minute or so to make sure it's very, very dry. I've got my Cricut Easy Press set at 305 degrees. And I'm going to put some parchment paper over this design to protect the fabric and the design. And we're going to heat press it. Once we've heat pressed it, it will be permanent. Once I find my parchment paper, here it is. Okay, parchment paper is a necessity. It protects your transfer. This I've reused. This side looks a little dirty, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this over it. But what you do need is to have a heat-proof mat under it. So I'm actually going to put mine on the inside of it just to protect my surface down below and to make sure that everything is protected. So what I work on is a silicone mat, and it's really durable in a lot of things, but I wouldn't really trust it to be heat proof. Oh, maybe it is, I don't know. Oh, and this is not quite gonna fit, so we'll do it in a couple sections. So 305 degrees for 30 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and heat this up. I'm gonna make sure I get that edge that's kind of right on the edge there. And you can move it around. Now, if you're using an iron, a regular household iron, first of all, you make sure that there's no steam coming out, no water in there. You would set it at a medium heat, and you would continuously move it for 4 minutes on each side. 4 minutes on each side. Okay, so this only takes 30 seconds with the Cricut Easy Press. I really like using the Easy Press, but you know, sometimes you don't have that material, that piece of equipment ready. And I certainly understand improvising and doing whatever you can to get the job done. So use an iron if you don't have an Easy Mat or a heat press. I also have a heat press, but I really like my Cricut Easy Press. My heat press kind of has a bunch of stuff piled on it. I do use it, but it heats up the whole room and it takes a while to heat up. So I like my Easy Press. So if you're looking for any suggestions, or if you're looking to build a Christmas list, an Easy Press, mine's just the square one. Some people have the bigger ones. I also have the mini, and I love the mini for some of the projects I do. But this one is the size I like the most. I think the bigger one, the larger one, would also be handy. But this is what I have. Okay, so once you do the outside, I'm going to do the same thing for the back side. I'm going to do 350 for 305 degrees for 30 seconds. 30 seconds. And I'll show you the back of this in just a second. I'll show you that sometimes it can bleed through to the other side. This one did not. There's a couple near places, but it did not. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do you guys ever do the countdown when you're playing hide and go seek and all of a sudden you find yourself counting faster and faster towards the end? That's me. It's like I start off nice and loud and clear, and all of a sudden I start mumbling to myself and I get a little quieter and faster. 3, 2, 1, here I come. Anyway, that's how I feel like I'm doing here. So 14 seconds. Now we have 9 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Turn off my heat press. I am now done. So I'm going to flip it over, and this does get warm, so don't burn yourself. And I'll show you the finished shirt. What do you guys think? Isn't that going to be great? Give it a heart if you love it. Share this video if you don't have somebody who loves to craft like I do. Like I said, that spot's going to be in there, but I can wash this at this point, and it will not wash out. It will not crack. It will not fade. It will be perfect. I'm going to show you how to clean these transfers real quick. So what I'm going to do is spray them with water. And like I said, save your parchment if it's still clean. Okay, and then I'm going to get some paper towels. Remember, this is ink, so be cognizant of its permanency, permanality, whatever it is. It's permanent. Treat it as if it can't be removed. Okay. Now, what I've got over here is my best friend, my board eraser. It's like a magic eraser sponge, except it has no chemicals, which will not harm the stickiness on the back of your transfers. I'm going to rub this over, and it gets in all those nooks and crannies of the transfers. And it gets it clean. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I didn't think I had much water in my little water bath here, but when it spills, it spills. So I'm going to lift these up, wipe off my surface down below because some of the paste has left an imprint, and I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and spray it, and I'm going to use my board eraser. Now this side is sticky, and that's the magic. So you want to protect this. Don't rub it really hard. Just go over lightly. The board eraser grabs most of that ink, cleans it up really easy, and once it's dry, the sticky should come back. I'm going to go ahead and get a paper towel, and I'm going to wipe the sticky. So once it's wet, you can wipe over the sticky without it sticking, and the sticky will come back. I'm going to go ahead and wipe over the front to dry it off. When these are dry, when I'm confident they're dry and they're not going to get moldy in a closed container, oops, that's sticky, I will put them back on their backer sheet and store them in their original cellophane container. That's how I do it. Some people will put them in something different or put them in a book or something, but I want to preserve that sticky backside, that adhesive. That's what the magic is. You can reuse this between 8 and 12 times with proper care, which means cleaning them, letting them dry, and storing them properly. And as you can see, these are now clean. There is no paste in them. If you happen to have a little bit of shadowing, like this one has some black on the outside of the teal, that's okay. So I will go ahead and put those back on their backer sheet, taking care that I'm protecting that adhesive. Let me just do this really quickly, and then I'll kind of fit them a little better. I was feeling that this one was down here. It doesn't matter where you place them, really, guys. It's just my own method here. Trying to protect this. Trying to preserve the sticky, keeping them clean, making sure they're dry before you put them in a closed container, which is going to be my bag that they came in. Making sure there's no air bubbles underneath them will also help it be protected. So this one's good. This one's got some air bubbles. Lift, replace, flatten. Okay, so these are good. They're back on my backer. They're dry. This is the cellophane sleeve it came out of. And I am just going to kind of roll it a little bit. You don't want to bend your transfers. You want to just kind of roll them. And I'm going to slide it up inside. If it starts to stick on the corners, like if they start to peel, just roll them down. Place them back in that bag. And then these come with a flap. Now when I opened it, I put the flap down inside and stuck it. Now I'm going to remove that flap from the inside. I'm going to enclose it. And that's good to do. I hang mine, but you can do whatever you want. And then here is our finished shirt. Isn't it cute, guys? I love it. I hope you guys try it. Let me know if you give it a try. Please feel free to like the video, follow the page, and share with someone you know that loves crafting. And I'll see you guys again soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.